te passino da tante cortellate, per quante messe dette l'arciprete, per quante messe dette l'arciprete, per quante volte ha detto rade fratre, per bene che te voglio, nulla dico, te voglio vedere a ponte impiccato, te voglio vedere a ponte impiccato, con la testa portata e per panico. Yaralla, 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 yaralla.
I took a walk through this beautiful world, felt the cool rain on my shoulder, found something good in this beautiful world. I felt the rain getting colder. Sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la.
As so many have found throughout history, it's easy to fall in love with Rome. She is seductively beautiful. She has endured and survived many things. What's left of her former glories, her days of empire, are in ruins, but those ruins continue to enchant us. You fall into a trance here. You think no matter what, this beautiful dream will last forever. And then suddenly, shit gets real. Before World War I, Benito Mussolini was considered a bully and a crackpot, a short-tempered, ever-pontificating soapbox orator from the small town of Predoppio. In time, though, the country was divided and in crisis. It saw itself as besieged by enemies within and without. It needed someone who said he could make Italy great again. He was a man on a horse saying, "Follow me." And they did. When fascists marched on Rome, the prime minister resigned and Benito Mussolini was appointed leader by the king. It can happen anywhere. It happened here. Nearly a century later, this is what he left behind. The Rome that many Romans still live in today. So this is not a show about monuments or statues or the treasures of antiquity. This is about people, often extraordinary ones, living their lives in the Rome you don't see much of in the travel guides or TV shows.
A nice painting of Anna Magnani on the wall.
I was just watching her in such films as Mama Roma.
Ettore! Vieni a dare un bacetto a tua madre.
Oh, all right.
Carciofi alla romana e prosciutto al cotone.
Grazie. Yeah. I love this place. I want to die here already. And I might yet. Some people ask me in my hotel where they should eat. Just wherever the concierge tells you to go, don't go there. Calm down.
Qui abbiamo raviolo, burro e salvia.
Certo, grazie. That's beautiful. Oh, man. That's so completely awesome.
A Biancofio, tu mi devi aiutare. Ci stai a fare un rigatto a uno?
Pierpaolo Pasolini was one of Italy's great filmmakers, a revolutionary figure in cinema who celebrated the working-class suburbs of Rome. He was a vocal opponent of fascism and of those he felt allowed it to happen. His characters were down and out, victims, predators, brutish and wounded, often played by real people rather than actors. But they were always, even at their worst, depicted as angelic, in all their flawed and damaged glory. Rome's true heroes. Hard slap of leather against wet skin. The thud of muscle and bone in collision with muscle and bone. There is blood and sweat and bitter tears as these warriors face each other in brutal combat. But hey, there's pasta and a nice glass of wine.
Okay, this is pretty absurd.
People are fighting their hearts out, getting brain damage, and I'm like eating spaghetti.
This is violent too. Looks like somebody's been open and I'm looking at the insides of one of these guys.
Actor, director Asia Argento is a member of a dynastic film family stretching back generations. Her father is Dario Argento, credited with creating a wildly innovative and whole new style to the modern horror film as we know it. How big is your family? Like, if you were to have a, like...
We don't.
You don't do, like, a big gathering of the clans. I love the expression. You're like... Asia has a reputation for saying what she feels.
Yeah, him up.
Regardless of what people might think.
Papà, davvero che te ne vai?
Her semi-autobiographical film, Misunderstood, played at the Cannes Film Festival.
Torno presto, soltanto vado via per un film.
Sì, papà se ne va. Ma non ha il coraggio di dire a sua figlia che la sta lasciando.
Questa è una pazza, è colpa sua.
È colpa mia che ho fatto una figlia con una testa di cazzo come te!
Asia is the single mother of 2 children and lives modestly in a middle-class neighborhood on the outskirts of Rome. She was born, raised, and remains a Roman by blood and attitude.
How is it?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's actually great. The gladiators. It's like ancient Rome in a way.
So Romans complain?
The Romans, they complain about everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Complaining about the gypsies,
Right.
about the mayor.
So who will run Rome next? Who's taking over? What about fascism? Like Mussolini?
Yeah, my daughter, okay? She goes to a private school, but not like, you know, expensive. No, it's a non-school for physics, okay? A kid would get on the teacher's desk and they would start chanting like, Hitler, I love you, and at the same time, as you see around, there's an obelisk with Mussolini, and it hasn't been turned down. In Berlin, you wouldn't see something like that from Hitler.
Right.
It would be absurd. Here, no.
A series of high-speed straightaways interrupted by sharp turns with no shoulders, the Via del Mare was central to Mussolini's dream of connecting Rome to the Mediterranean. It is today Italy's most dangerous road. The Via del Mare makes an abrupt dead end in the beachfront suburb of Ostia. There's a monument here to Pasolini, on the spot he was brutally beaten to death by a band of young male hustlers. Though many attribute the murder to neo-fascists enraged by his politics. Hey, how you doing? Hi, guys. I meet my good friend Sarah among Ostia's post-war housing blocks, just off the beach, at a place that's new to us both.
The people here are originally from Sardinia. Many people in Ostia are originally from Sardinia.
L'Angolo Amici, or the Friends Corner, is a bar where everyone knows everybody's name, if they're sober enough to remember.
He's a professional boxer.
He's a professional boxer.
He was.
His ears look good.
Perché io mettevo solo per terra. E me chiamavano Linton Tyson.
He calls himself the Little Tyson.
Champion del mondo, no, vero.
Here everybody has a nickname.
Ho fatto I campionati del mondo dilettanti, i campionati italiani dilettanti, sono state con la squadra olimpionica.
In quel senso là. Poi ci sono i miei primi 40 anni. Cambiare gomme.
Ostia might be described unflatteringly as Rome's equivalent to the Jersey Shore. A suburban seaside near the airport that grew up as decidedly working class, despite Mussolini's never realized intent that it would one day be Rome's front door.
Ostia è una bellissima cittadina.
Talk to him. Con chi stai parlando?
Con lui.
Ma parla con lui. Lascia perdere le telecamere, ok?
Dove stanno le telecamere?
Appunto, vai.
Allora sono abituato davanti alle telecamere.
So tell us about Ostia. Where are we?
Il mio cuore fa bam.
Allora, siamo a Ostia e è come Roma perché non facciamo parte dei privati. Hanno chiuso, io ho fatto il collegio, qui c'è una, si chiama Gioventù Italiana, e la fece Mussolini ai tempi tantissimi anni. Io ci ho fatto il collegio.
People live in these are not vacation homes.
No. Forget about tourists, there are not many.
This is like the closest beach to Rome, right? Everybody likes the beach. Why is it not all expensive hotels and money and casinos and...
Negli anni 60 c'era Frigeni, no? Andavano tutti i VIPs.
Here is for the workers and has always been considered not very interesting.
Allora noi abbiamo un mare che è molto bellissimo, che tanti giudicano, però a Roma vengono tutti. Vabbè, comunque, salute!
Ok,
Salute.
cheers!
I'm curious because we were always interested in food. Typical day, what's for breakfast, what's for lunch, what's for dinner? For breakfast, like coffee and a pastry, what?
La colazione, tu fai un piatto misto, salame,
Salame, ham.
In Sardegna, no? Qui a Roma. Quando c'è la colazione cappuccino,
He says that's in Sardinia, but here we have a cappuccino and croissant.
Fitte biscottate, latte e caffè perché devo mangiare così adesso, se no mi mangerei pure la salsiccia col salame.
non lo stai facendo. È la tua malattia. Tu sei diabetica e non puoi mangiare altre cose.
Io non ci sto
diabetes.
Tu stai dire tanto e cazzato.
Allora tu pensa che qui scaricano e donne e mogli gli fanno lavare i piatti a casa, a tutti, no? Quando vengono qua fanno tutti. So io. Poi vanno a casa tutti a lavare.
Ma è un piatto tipico di Ostia invece, qual è?
Sorci alla piazza. I broci. Famoso un altro litro, va.
I've been introduced to these traditional Roman songs with titles like I Never Want to Stop Stabbing You, Your Dead Relatives. And they're these wonderful songs filled with very regional. And apparently they were originally invented by people in bars and prisons. Do you know anything about these songs?
Oh, stornello is like making fun of somebody or a situation and using swear words. This is very romantic. This is like a serenade for a girl. So.
Fior de cupuzza, ammazza la mia ragazza, quanto?
There are these wonderful expressions, like if I hear that, if you tell me I'm having a baby, I can say, your dead relatives. This is an acceptable expression. But you're not even angry when you say this. This is a sort of a casual expression.
It depends on why you're saying.
Il loro saluto dico, e li mortacci tua.
If you go like this, li mortacci tua, to your bloody dead relatives.
Gianni, ciao.
It's a nice thing.
Se io sono arrabbiata con Gianni e dico, li mortacci.
But if you change the hand becomes like an axe, you're really angry.
So this is okay.
This is okay.
But like this is not good.
No.
Now I'm mad.
This is the worst. No, this is the worst.
È facsimile, però differente in momenti.
Alimo e Tacitu eran due fratelli indù. Alimo c'aveva sonno, Tacitua e de tu nonno. Alimo e Tacitu eran due fratelli indù. Se mangiate il pizzutello, Tacitua de tu fratello. Se mangiate la mortadella, Tacitua e de tu sorella. Se mangiate una pagnotta, sei in gran fio della mignotta. Alimo e Tacitu se sposarono a Istanbul. Dei bambini furono tanti, Taci vostra a tutti quanti. Alimo e Tacitu eran due fratelli indù. Alimo e Tacitu eran due fratelli indù.
Ah, è vero.
Roma Nord, the Burbs. Asia lives here with her 2 kids. Today, her sister Fiore is visiting and making lunch.
La trippa invece ce la davano.
Cheese?
Cheese.
A quick stop at a typical artisanal Italian grocery. Fava beans?
Fava beans, yeah.
For some last-minute purchases.
Se quando sei qui, tremo tutta. Se non so resistere mai, giorno e notte. Soltanto con te sono pazza. Perché
Made in Italia.
Cosa la mia bocca sulla tua come la bocca di una corte. E nei baci che do tutto è fuoco. Così puoi bruciare su, dai, sono pazza. Perché nasce
So we get this.
Yeah.
più forte di me quando c'è la spirale.
Oh, how are they gonna
La vita non conta più.
Yeah.
All the way from...
Think about it.
Perché non c'è è questa spirale. Ma la luna ci cadrà tra le braccia. Brivido d'amore, questa spirale che
This is one of the things that fascinates me about the Italian baby food. I don't see it here, like rabbit flavor and horse flavor and stuff.
Yeah.
senza fine. Questo conta, questo solo vale. Perché alla scena la spirale.
E mi chiedo vale la pena di restare qui
looks good.
abbracciati. Mentre il giorno non c'è più e la luna da lassù fa da specchio ai nostri baci.
Anthony,
Se ti
you're
guardo
gonna
dentro
be
gli
here.
occhi,
Asia's son Nicola
mi batte il
and daughter
cuore.
Anna.
E ti dico che per me stare insieme qui con te al sapore dell'amore.
When I was little, one time they were putting my underpants, and I was.
you peed on your face.
I peed on my face. I was crying.
Nicola, you're not supposed to say these things out loud.
Mentre il sole si svegliava.
Today's menu, some Roman classics. Tripe, some nice ragu, rigatoni with guanciale and fava beans.
Buono. Brava.
Anthony, how are you?
Oh, I'm very happy.
Sono qui accanto a te. Buongiorno, mio amore.
You liking Rome? You like it here?
Yeah, of course.
What do you like?
I like this Vienna.
This neighborhood, right? We like this neighborhood. Why do you live here?
I don't know. I've lived away for many years, and then I always came back.
She lived in Southeast Asia, no?
Yeah,
Really, where?
Singapore and Bali.
Those are not bad places to live.
Yeah, not bad place to
Bali's
live.
nice.
Bali's nice. But then every time when I'm away, I miss Rome. When I'm in Rome, I want to go away.
So do you take it for granted when you drive by this? Like the Colosseum?
Yeah, don't even look at it.
What about you? Do you think, wow, it's kind of awesome here?
Yeah, I do, actually. I appreciate it a lot, but it's not like every time I drive by, I'm like, wow.
Like this year, it's a bit better than the other year.
What, the Colosseum?
Yeah, like.
Why is it better? It's been there for 2,000 plus years.
The other year, it was
Dirty.
dirty, and it was like plastic somewhere.
Oh, when they were
They were
renovating,
cleaning
they
it.
covered it.
Yeah.
And this year, it's all perfect.
This is oxtail.
This is really good.
Bravissima, Fiore.
It's really good.
Posso provare?
Eccezionale.
It's fantastic.
Mamma mia.
Brava.
What is this?
That is
La trippa.
tripa. You know what that is? Tripa?
Don't tell him.
This is
Meat.
good meat.
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 It's just meat, bro. You love meat.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things.
And in Rome, it's with the sauce, right? In Rome,
See, in Rome it's
with the sauce.
With tomato.
I ate one in Florence without the sauce. It tasted like human fingers, like skin, like it was.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things on earth, but if you don't do it right, it smells like wet dog.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of funky.
I used to like it as a kid, even though I was very particular about food, kind of like Nicola. I was not adventurous. I hated food because my mother would impose us to eat all this crazy stuff, like brains, like it was horrible. boiled brains when you're 5, then you see the veins and such.
Yeah, because they were sure that the brain make you smart. Make you smarter.
And somebody's hitting the tripe hard.
Nick, you don't have to eat like
If
you
you
know,
don't-
if you don't like. I mean,
Questo qua dovrebbe più.
non ti piace. I know you. I saw your face. Like, eat some bread. Yes, look.
Like
look,
forcing-
love. I understand.
Oh.
We understand.
Yeah,
Give
It's
him
all
some
good,
bread.
man.
It's all good, my
Ce l'ho
friend.
provata.
You tried. And
You did good. Hang in there, dude.
Come dopo una cosa.
Serio?
Pensavo che non...
The EUR, built by Mussolini as a symbol of the triumph of fascism. These buildings were not designed to thrill or elevate or warm with their beauty. They are designed to dwarf the individual, to intimidate, to remind constantly that the state is all-powerful and supreme, that the individual is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. One person, just like the other. Fungible, replaceable, ultimately worthless.
Hi, Tony. Hi, it's Christina.
Hi, how are you? Good to meet you. Hi.
She, that's my assistant, Jacopo. Would you say hi to Tony?
Hello, hi. There's a big difference right away between living in Italy and living in New York. They're happy to see kids in restaurants here. It's a whole different thing.
If you bring a kid into a restaurant in New York, these guys shoot you a look like.
Right.
You gotta be kidding. You know, we're
Right.
trying to do coke in the bathroom. You think we're looking...
Right. The notorious, once demonic Abel Ferrara is a married man now and a daddy. Things are different.
I was able to really get sober for the first time. I remember it was my 61st birthday, and I'm looking at this cake with a 16 backwards. And it was the first time since I was 16 years old that I had my birthday, I was sober.
The director of Pasolini, Bad Lieutenant, and King of New York, among others. How long have you been here now?
Living steady here, 2 years. I came to shoot the film Pasolini.
Right.
Then we met Christina. It was the craziest scene we shot, right? So
It was the most crazy scene.
it's an orgy. We got 30 people naked. It's 40 degrees out. And it was love at first sight. and
then she was born.
And she arrived, so-
Very soon.
Wow, this is good.
The most beautiful thing of Italy is every city you go to, it's totally different cuisine. I mean, this is Roman, all Roman. Oh, there you are. Hey, ciao, ciao. Say hello. This is Tony. I grew up in a Southern Italian family.
Catholic.
Yeah,
I mean,
Catholic.
how Catholic
in the
were you?
Bronx. You'd have to get on your knees and say the rosary. You're like
Right.
when you're 6 years old, 7 years old, right?
Right.
And with the nuns walking back and forth, beating the shit out of you for any reason. And even though some of them look like Angelina Jolie, some of the nuns I had actually.
Yeah,
I
okay,
don't know
good.
if-
Really?
Yeah, it was
Because
some beauties.
this was an
No.
issue I had with Bad Lieutenant. The nuns were hot.
Oh, well.
I never saw any nuns that looked like that.
No,
okay?
no.
Those boys, those sad, raging boys,
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Typical Roman dish?
Typical Roman dish,
Yes.
please.
Roman snails?
Snails, like this from the sea? The well? No. Or, no, yeah.
The terra.
Oh, really? Oh, man, this is serious. What's the best thing about this city?
Everything you talked about, that when you bring the baby in here, there's a love for life. The work, the art, the attitude of how to live. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm negative, I'm down, okay?
Right.
And then I walk out, I see this chick. See this chick here, Lucia? Okay, I might be pissed off, like, I don't feel like going to the market, blah, blah. This chick is running the market. She's like, you know what I mean? I don't know how old she is, but you dig? And never, like, seeing you, it's like, wow, we're alive. We have this moment on Earth, and that's part of the food.
Artichoke.
Artichoke? Oh, man, that's amazing.
Okay, when you care about the people you're feeding, you're gonna do it. If people come in, you don't care, you don't know, it's just, I'm just trying to make money, then I'll cook anything. These guys can't make bad food.
Right.
Because they're caring about you eating.
I am very glad to be able to express my friendly feelings towards the American nation, my fellow citizens who are working to make America great.
Traditional Roman breakfast. Cappuccino before 12, some say 11. Oh, definitely having this. Oh, man. There's no dignified way to eat this. Oh, that's good. I was unaware of this phenomenon previously, this bomba thing. I believe we call it a donut. To Pasolini, it was the outskirts, the margins of Rome that were interesting and beautiful. The real Rome, not the temples and monuments of a long-dead empire. A place where people struggled every day to live and to love.
Grazie.
I mean, you've been eating here for how long?
Since I was a kid. I used to love it as a child. It's comforting.
Food the same, more or less? I mean, it changes?
Yes, that's the thing. That's why I keep coming back. The grandma makes it. It's always her cooking. She cooks every Sunday. She makes fettuccine fresh.
Rome is a city where you find the most extraordinary of pleasures in the most ordinary things. Like this place, which I am not ever going to tell you the name of. Asia's been coming here regularly.
Grazie.
Forever. She brings her kids still, so I'm not going to screw it up for her. Oh, that's good.
That's good. Children's food. Isn't it comforting?
Is it possible to look at Rome in a non-cinematic way? I mean, it's a city that kind of demands it.
To me, it's how to shoot it the way it has never been shot. There's sides of Rome that Pasolini, for instance, who wasn't from Rome, would shoot here, and he would do the suburbs and get this sense of the real Rome.
Eccola laggiù, casa nostra, la vedi? La finestra lassù, dove ci batte il sole.
I went to the Colosseum the first time when I was 16.
Well, how often do New Yorkers go to the Empire State Building? I mean,
Why would you go inside?
yeah, I know.
Because it's tall?
I guess. So we were talking before about that church with the paintings of martyrs. It's super violent. And you said something really interesting. You said, you know, in times of trouble and stress, when people are afraid or angry, that people are in a buying mood.
Yeah. You want people scared at home, taping their windows, so they become buyers. church did something similar in the sense that if you have sinned, you have greatly sinned. Only if you repent and you go there, you will be forgiven.
Right.
You're scared. It's like kind of the first horror movies of all time, the Christian art.
When people are scared, they go running to the church. What about fascism? Like Mussolini, what very popular man.
Yeah, and people say the Romans, Mussolini was a good man. Hitler came him up, but he did good. Architecture, built things. And my grandma would say, Mussolini, a good-looking man. And she was like, you know, a real man, like with the, you know, like a manly man, a manly man.
Right.
Mussolini was a manly man.
So you're not optimistic about the political health of the world?
I don't even care. I don't vote. I never voted.
Really?
Never once. I don't go in the news. I don't want to bring that stuff with me. This shit is poison. It's just like this Italian way of like, let it go, you know, as long as it doesn't bother me. And I am completely like that. Like I care about my neighborhood, my children, my building, you know. I care about that. It's a lot to care about already.
Pick an autocratic ideology, German, Italian, or Soviet, and you end up with structures like this. So this was, I forget what it was in The 10th Victim. I think it's a chase scene.
The runaway, yeah.
Yes, it's a chase scene, right?
Yep.
But in The Conformist, this was a mental institution.
Yeah.
France!
I mean, the idea, as I understand it, was this was going to be a shining example of, you know, the new Superman, the fascist. This is what fascism can do for the World's Fair. I think was the plan, and it 20 years celebrating 20 years of fascism, but it never happened. The war
broke before, and then after the war, this neighborhood was overgrown by weeds and trees. It was forgotten. People wouldn't come here. It was shameful. They haven't bombed it. As much as in Berlin, they bombed everything else, but this is still standing, even though to this day, they don't use it very much.
Do you have any family history here? What was, I always ask, anytime I meet a German, I'm always thinking, what did they do, during the war? And I always assume the worst.
My grandmother and her brother were the photographers of fascism. She made beautiful pictures, very much grandiose, like this architecture of muscular men, women, and...
What do you think of this style of architecture?
I think it's beautiful. I like the fact that it's called rationalist, but grandiose, huge.
I mean, it looks just like Lincoln Center to me. I mean, in New York, it's the same, exactly the same style of architecture.
So what are you trying to say?
I'm saying,
They're
what's the problem?
Too. There's a little fascist inside each one of you, too.
Look, visit the States these days. It's coming back. It's big.
It's coming back in what sense? What is?
I think we're looking for a man on a horse to make everything better.
Yes, but we always have, humans always have God figure, father figure that is going to tell you what to do. People in Italy, in Rome, still love Mussolini.
What happened to Mussolini again, as I recall?
He got hanged upside down in Milan, Piazzale Loreto, and everybody would go there and throw stones.
What a turnaround. I mean, he, at one time, so popular, and then...
That's what happens with all the idols, you know. You create them so you can destroy them.
Wow.
Thank you for bringing me here. I don't think I've ever been or ever or will come back. Maybe for movies.
Nel conto c'è il muro.